Welcome everybody back to my playthrough of Sonic CD. If you stuck through the first episode and enjoyed it enough to watch the second episode, thank you. And for those of you who didn't come back, go fuck yourself. No, I'm just kidding. Nobody go fuck themselves. We wouldn't want to do that now. Fucking thing. But yeah, let's talk Sonic Mania some more because that game. Here's what Sonic Mania basically reminds me of. And, well, I guess it kind of just is the story to Sonic Mania. But it reminds me of, like, one of those things where you have, like, it looks like a game that Sega themselves wouldn't make. Like, a lot of these companies will, they'll go back, right, and they'll be like, oh, we want a new, like, Spyro or, I don't know, like a new Crash Bandicoot or something. And then they, like, oh, excuse me, they change, like, the charm of the original games or whatever, and it doesn't make the game worse per se. Like, the new Crash Bandicoot game looks awesome, but you know, I hear people saying like, oh, it kind of lost the charm of the original, those polygons and everything. And like, I'm like, yeah, I get that. Sonic CD, Sonic Mania, I have to say, looks like the most true to its original game remake that I've ever seen. Like, now we haven't played it yet, but come on, like, how different could it play? Like, it just looks like it was made on a Sega Genesis, or in this case a Sega CD, some kind of Sega product. Like, it looks like a fan game that's too good to be true. But it's just that's one thing, because like I don't know, the only game I can think of that did that was like Mega Man. What was it, Mega Man? They made 9 and 10. They finally came full circle on that. But the thing with those games is that they made them look like the old NES ones, which is fine, but I think that a lot of people were kind of also looking for them to make it in the style of maybe X, or just the Super Nintendo style in general, which, well, I guess that would be X, wouldn't it? Yeah, like, Sonic Mania doesn't just look good, it looks really fucking good. And because it's made by somebody who genuinely understands and cares, you know, about Sonic, like, he understands, Christian Whitehead, he understands what makes Sonic good, why he loved it in the first place. And then he did, like, those remakes or whatever to, oh shit, I totally forgot about the Chaos Emeralds, whoops. But yeah, he did like the remakes of like 1, 2, 3, and I think Knuckles on the Xbox. I think he did those versions. I mean, there's not much different to them, but things like going back and adding a spin dash to like Sonic 1 and stuff, you know, it's just an interesting idea, and it just works. So, yeah, oh shit, here we go. This is definitely the most interesting special stage that they had in any of the original Sonic games. Like, oh no, because you're racing against time. You can get more time by hitting, I think it's those blue ones, yeah, which I should probably do. But yeah, these ones are really different, because it kind of give you this 3D viewpoint, and that was like a big thing, you know, they were making that transition to 3D back in the day. Oh shit, I better get one of those fucking blue ones before. But yeah, so this, I don't know what people thought of like this style of Sonic Special Stage back then, because for one thing, not a lot of people owned a Sega CD because they were pieces of shit. But this game, man, this one game, so good. It was back then when they couldn't fuck up a Sonic game, you know. Oh no, I'm gonna totally fuck this up, aren't I? No, wait, come here. There you go. But yeah, because Sonic 2 probably has the most memorable one. I think everybody remembers that, and like, you were playing a Sonic in that little, like, I don't know, Chuck E. Cheese tube, and your fucking friend comes over and they're like, oh, I want to play as Tails, and they like hit the rings. Or even if your friend didn't come over and play as Tails, the computer would ruin it for you. That's one thing about this special stage, is that it's all on your own. If you fuck it up, it's kind of your fault. But the camera looks pretty good, even for like one of those old attempts at like 3D. There we go. Got all of them. Yeah, I probably should have tried a little bit harder to get the Chaos Emeralds in the first couple levels, because you really are kind of timed, basically. You know, if there's 6 acts in the game and you have to get, I think it's 7 in this game. I'm not sure. They used to have 6 Chaos Emeralds, like in the first game, and then it was like, I don't know. They've had a couple, but obviously today we know the staple is like 7. There's 7 Chaos Emeralds for him to become Supersonic or whatever. But in the first game, I believe it was 6, and I don't even know if they called it Chaos Emeralds. They might have just called them like Power Gems or what, something. I can't remember. I'm not sure when they got that name of Chaos Emeralds. I'd have to look into my Sonic history for that one. Oh shit. Now this reminds me of Sonic Spinball, which is actually a pretty good game too for the Genesis. I actually bought the physical box of that recently because I didn't own one. But I used to play it when I was a kid, and I had a physical. Jesus Christ! All right, come on, get up there. As a kid, Sonic Spinball was like really confusing for me, but now I'm like, oh, this is really fun. Like, it's different. It drives me nuts when like they have like pinball games or like stuff like that, and it's just regular ass pinball. Like Pokemon Pinball on the Game Boy Advance was so fun because you could like catch the Pokemon, and they had so like Sonic Spinball, kind of obviously they knew that back then, like, well, we can't just make like a regular pinball game. Either that or they just decided, hey, it's Sonic, we can be kind of creative with it, you know. So there we go, you fucker, egg fuck. All right. But because for example, like I used to have a Kiss pinball game for the Kiss the Band, that is, for the PlayStation 1, and it was cool, but it's just that it was just a regular ass pinball machine. There wasn't a lot to it, not from what I could remember. I just remember that being like, okay, it's like a Kiss pinball machine, I might as well just play a regular pinball machine, you know. It was alright, it's just and they had that one pinball machine in Sonic Generations, I think. That was kind of neat, but that was like a little Easter egg. It wasn't like a full-fledged game, so that's a little different when it's like, oh, I just feel like playing a digital pinball machine, I guess. But oh, alright, I gotta get out of the fucking water here. Oh. Alrighty, there we go. But yeah, I'm also looking forward to Sonic Forces, despite its is that gonna drop? Okay, it's never-ending, like, I guess, controversy. I don't even know if I want to call it that, because it's like a lot of people are like looking forward to it, and a lot of people are just like, this is not like the Sonic game for me. And I guess I understand that, but like I'm not into the whole like, oh, I create my own original custom Sonic characters and stuff. But when they announced it, I was like, you know, that's cool. Like, that's something that they haven't tried before. Give it a shot. And obviously there's a fan base for it, but there are so many people who are like, this just isn't the Sonic game for me. And I was like, well, if you liked Generations, you probably will like this one too. You don't have to like, if you don't want to be like, oh, I create the custom characters and stuff, like, you don't have to like associate with that. But I mean, which there's nothing wrong with you if you do. That's perfectly fine and perfectly okay, but I just don't understand. Like, I saw a couple of YouTube videos and looked up some comments and stuff, and people were just like, oh, I don't know, this isn't the Sonic game for me. But I'm like, we all asked for like a Generation style sequel, and this is very, very, very close to that. So what is the big deal? I guess I didn't understand that, but whatever, that's cool. They can have it the way they want. Obviously, the number one thing for, well, not obvious to you guys, but for me, someday, that Sonic Adventure 3, man, I don't want them to, like, push it out just because they feel like it'll make money. I want them to do it because they really want to make it. Like, that's the only acceptable reason. Like, they want to make it, they want people to experience it. I don't want them to, like, it's okay if they do it for money, like, obviously that's what making the games are, but I'm just saying, like, I don't want them to do it just for, like, the hype, because they know people will flip their shit. Like, that's not what I really want them, because the thing about the Sonic Adventure games too is that they kind of have an interesting like reputation now, where they're like, some people think they're fucking shit and some people think like they're all right, or some people think they're actually it's not so much in between. I don't think. I feel like most people are like fucking hate them or fucking love them, and I'm one of the ones who loves them. Having trouble getting this last guy here, obviously, but yeah, I love Sonic Adventure 1 and 2. Those, not to sound cliche, but really were my childhood. Like, those really brought me personally into 3D gaming. I played like in Nintendo 64 games and stuff when I was a kid, but Sonic Adventure 1 and 2 really brought me personally into 3D gaming, because I was like, oh wow, it's like Sonic in 3D. It looked... I know the transition to some people, they're like, well, it didn't translate as well as like Mario did into 3D, which I can totally understand, but Sonic in 3D just looked, I don't know, it looked like fine to me. I was like, oh wow, that's what Sonic looks like in 3D, and it seemed to fit for me, but oh shit. Anyways, I gotta end this episode too, so thank you everybody for watching my second episode of Sonic CD. And I will see you next time, hopefully, unless you're one of those fuckers. Just kidding.